Hi guys. Today I just wanted to talk about my infusion. I had my third infusion this morning. I took what they call the pre-medication, which I never really understood that because, well, I've never been on biologics until now. They tell you to take Benadryl and some type of pain medication. But I realized you don't have to take Benadryl. You can take, sorry, I was looking at my watch. You can take Claritin, which doesn't make you as drowsy. So I take Claritin and Tylenol about 30 minutes before I'm supposed to have my procedure done. My infusion done. It does seem to help. I still had some fatigue and I'm still having headaches on and off. Maybe the only weird things, sometimes I do feel a little chest tightness, but I didn't realize those are common side effects. Nobody tells you this, or at least I never got told this. I looked up a lot of side effects, but I wasn't for sure. The big things I know you're supposed to look for is the swelling in your feet or ankles, because of course that's a sign of a heart problem, or stroke symptoms, like numbness, tingling of the arms or face. I can't think of anything else right now. But during the infusion, they tell you or ask you if you're having any issues, which they'll write it down. And if you are having issues such as shortness of breath, they'll slow down the pace that the pump is on. Let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else I could tell y'all that might help. I know if you're a hard stick like me, they always tell you hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I've drank so much that I feel bloated at times, or even my urine will be clear, and then they still have a problem sticking me. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's good to be hydrated, really it is. I know that. But like my first infusion, they stuck me one time to get the IV, but now for the lab work, they stuck me, I guarantee you, at least 5 to 7 times before they were able to get labs. But the second time they didn't have labs, but they still had to stick me twice to get the IV in. Now this time I've had several different nurses. This time she was able to get me first try. But I know hydration helps, but a lot of the nurses want to get mad at you and say that you didn't drink enough the day before or the day of, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to do that. So, I mean, this is for some of the nurses that don't understand that, some people are just a hard stick anyway, So, no shame on y'all, but at least, maybe I wouldn't give us such a judgy attitude at times, but anyway, I appreciate all the nurses and what you guys do, because it would be hard for me to do that on a daily basis. I couldn't do what you guys do. So thank you very much for the jobs that y'all do on a daily basis. Other than those side effects, let's see, my stomach has been rumbling a lot, but it doesn't hurt. So that's a plus. And again, for those of y'all that haven't seen my other videos, I'm on Remicade for Crohn's. So I've been trying to do that. This is my 3rd infusion, like I say. And for those of you, that are on the fence, try everything that you know how first, because I've had to swap a lot of things diet-wise to feel better. I have in 2015 I had a resection of my small intestine because I had a bowel perforation. Okay. And I had to have an ileostomy bag for 6 months. And then they put me back together in 2016. So that scar tissue right there is narrowing. So I have issues with that. I have had to give up corn, popcorn. My stomach doesn't do well with carbonated beverages anymore. So I think I said this on one of my last videos. Kombucha is about the fizziest drink that I can drink. And still, there again, I have to just sip it slowly. And I might drink half of it one day and half of it the next. So it just depends. And then sometimes this is before I started the biologics. I haven't tried it again yet. A weird food that I have issues with is bananas. Sometimes I can eat them without any problems, and then other times it really gives me an issue with my gut for some reason. So I haven't been eating those for a while, but I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll be able to get back to eating them. But that's another instance of where it's either the Crohn's or the narrowing or both. One day you can feel really good. There might be less than a handful of days that you feel completely normal. Because with that narrowing, at least 1 to 2 times a day, I can feel it. Especially depending on what I eat. So, things that make me feel my best, really, is just looking at ingredients, eating cleaner foods. Not saying I do this all the time, because believe me, if we're in a pinch or something, or we're in a hurry to go somewhere and we're hungry, we end up going to a fast food joint, and I regret it after I eat it. Even though I think, well, this is pretty good, at first anyway. But then afterwards, I can just feel it in my stomach that it wasn't good quality food, is what I'm trying to say. So, trying to eat more at home, or knowing where your food comes from at least. And then making sure you're cleaning it well, say if it's vegetables or whatnot. Used to, I would just rinse it off. But I had a case of E. coli. It might have been about 2 years ago, maybe, or 3, maybe. So I've started putting my spinach leaves or any type of salad stuff in hot to warm vinegar water and letting it sit in there at least 5 to 10 minutes, because it still has things on it. I mean, if you think about it, people are touching these things in the grocery store or whenever it was processed, so it sucks. You have to be more careful with things, but I've been able to adapt to it for the most part. But like I say, learning what ingredients are bad, like a lot of preservatives they put in there, food colorings, natural flavorings. What else can I think of? Mostly the preservatives and a lot of like canola oils, soybean oil. Just trying to go back to the real basic ingredients has helped me a lot, and cutting down on a lot of sugar that I use or eat. Now, I've been trying to use honey for like tea. I don't use it a lot in bacon because it takes so long to extract that honey. My husband, he does like to do honeybees in his spare time. It is an expensive hobby for him to have, but he enjoys it. So I try to use that sparingly. But I really love the honey when I can use it in my foods. I've gotten to where for pancakes per se or waffles, I use that as the syrup instead of regular syrup because it has the high fructose corn syrup in it. So I know that's bad for you. Trying to think of other swaps that I've made. Well, like before all this, I wouldn't touch any greens, maybe beside lettuce on a taco. But now I cook broccoli. I steam it. I love eating steamed broccoli. But of course, I can't have too much in one sitting, or it'll be too much fiber at one time. You see what I'm saying? Can't do too much fiber at one time. Gotta like slowly incorporate it. Let's see. And I was talking about the spinach. I used to never do spinach leaves, but if I chop it up small, it helps me to eat it. Or if I blend it and put it in a smoothie, of course, okay, the smoothie's gonna look green, but the spinach leaves, you can't taste those. Like kale, you can taste that in a protein smoothie. But also another thing I've started eating lately is kale chips. My sister and her daughter, they've really started to like them, and I thought, well, surely if her daughter's eating them, I will like them. And this is my sister. Let's see, she's got a YouTube that is The Gayton Homestead. If you want to check out her videos, you can. But yeah, I started eating kale chips, and if you would have told me that, 10 years ago, I'd have been like, no, I'm not eating that. Even my husband has tried it, and that's a big thing. I told him, I said, okay, I know it's green, and it doesn't look appetizing, just put it in your mouth. I said, I thought the same thing, and it wasn't that bad. So y'all can look up recipes for kale chips. The most time to make it is more in the preparation, I guess, but it's not that bad. Crohn's is something, it's hard because your whole family always looks at you like, where can we go to eat? And I'm like, y'all just go somewhere and I will find something on the menu I can eat. But I mean, I understand if it was the other way around, if it was somebody else other than me, I would be asking them the same thing, what they felt like. We were talking about the Remicade infusion. They say that it's like so many hours after your infusion that day that you're more likely to catch illnesses, so you're best to stay away from them. from anybody that has an illness or has been sick probably for at least a day or so. I mean, I can't say anything. Sometimes I have one around people, but your immune system is compromised, so you do need to know that, because these biologics are an immune suppressant. So you're more apt to... Sorry, my house is pretty close to our main road, so we get a lot of traffic in and out, and that's my dogs you can hear barking. But yeah, it's an immune suppressant, so you need to try to rest that day, because I mean, you will be fatigued. Don't overdo it after you had your infusion. Just take it as it comes and be easy on yourself. Sorry about that. I didn't want to talk if y'all couldn't hear me over the vehicles passing by, but yeah. And don't be afraid to research things. I know there's a lot of scary things out there and scary reviews, but these drugs work different for different people, just like food. Say I like one thing, you may not like it. Say one thing helps me get by through my hard times with Crohn's, with you it may put you in a flare. Just eat these things in small quantities and don't push it, you know. I really can't think of anything else right now, but all in all, my third infusion went well, and I have another infusion that's going to be in March if all goes according to plan. So hopefully I will be able to make another video by then. But if you guys have any questions about it, I will do my best to give you an answer, and if I don't have one, I can try to research it for you, or maybe somebody else in the comments might have an answer for you. But that's really all I've got for right now. If you'd like to, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and yeah, if you have anything else, like I say, mention it in the comments, and I will try my best to get back to you guys.